Hey guys, welcome back to Renter Stock Farm. Today we are, we're doing a project that kind of turned into a big deal. This weekend I didn't do much filming. Grandpa and I, we took on a project that we thought was going to be not horrible to do. We thought it was just going to be tearing a couple trees out and patching a tile, but it turned into a pretty big job. But it needs to be done, so let's roll the intro, and we've got a lot of explaining to do, so stick around. Okay, so it's a little bit windy, so bear with me. Hopefully you guys can hear me. But about where I'm standing right now, we had two big pecan trees here Saturday, and we knocked them down. I got a little clip of that with my phone, so here's that. We dug the roots out. This is Grandpa's thing. He likes digging the roots out and knocking the trees over. It actually makes for a pretty nice setup, because once you dig your roots out, you already have half of your hole to bury the stump, and we buried them way deep, so we're never really gonna have to worry about them. So he's over there working by the driveway. We'll go take a look at that in a minute. When digging the roots, there was a tile line there, and we ended up cutting it. And after we dug it up a little bit farther back, and we kept going back and farther back and farther back, and wherever we cut, there were tree roots in it. So we went ahead and we're going to dig it out all the way to the driveway to get rid of those roots, and that way we don't have to worry about that ever being a problem. So here's the first line that we cut. You see it right there? It got cut off over there too. And he's running the excavator right now to fix that. So here's what we got going on. They're working down there on that tile line, which runs and becomes this tile line. We got a driveway right here. It's gonna be a little hard to talk about, but I'm gonna do my best. This tile line comes under the driveway and pops out right here, and it goes down there to where those trees were. Okay, so basically we got it cut here. We're gonna replace this pipe all the way down to where the trees were because it was full of roots. We're gonna have a riser right here, and you can see we're surrounded by concrete blocks right now. We're going to use these blocks and build a French drain type system. It's a little hard to explain, but when we were digging over here, we found an old clay tile. You can see right here. Our idea is to use these blocks and build almost like a box. Use these blocks and build a box around both of these pipes and fill this up with riprap. That'll allow this clay tile, it'll allow that to bubble up and flow over into the riser, because this clay tile has nowhere to go right now. In fact, it was blocked off when we found it. So that'll help still use this old tile so it still has some sort of function. So that'll allow that to bubble up and go over there to the riser where it can drain and go out to the creek. We did some work down there yesterday as well, getting that cleared up and ready to go. And it'll also allow this culvert a place to go. Instead of the culvert running under the driveway and then across the field, the culvert can now drain into this box and go out the riser. And then any overflow will go across the field like it used to go. So that's our idea right now. I definitely say it's still in the prototyping phase. I don't know if this is really going to work or not. But it'll be interesting. So I wish I would have filmed more this weekend of what we did. We got a big pile of tree limbs now, and I guess I could run down to the creek and show you guys what we did down there. Here's one of our major projects that we did yesterday. Let me come down here. If we look here now, this is a major improvement from what we had this weekend. This PVC pipe that you see here now, and the one that's back up there at the job site, we'll call it that, the job site up there where Grandpa and Joel are, we had that PVC pipe and this one strung out from here all the way into the creek. They weren't really doing their job. So the problem was the clay tile that the PVC pipe hooked into was broken, and it allowed the PVC pipe to come unhooked and start flowing down the creek, and they were full of mud, totally jammed up. So we went ahead and we took out the 2 PVC pipes, and we ended up reusing one of them right here that you guys just saw. We dug back into the bank until we found a piece of clay tile that wasn't broken, and cleaned up around that, pushed in one of the PVC pipes because 2 was too many, and then we're going to use the other PVC pipe back up there where we're doing all the rest of the work. So a little bit of recycling, a little bit of cleaning up, and making things work again. So we got really good flow right now. This PVC pipe is the same one that's hooked up, that goes under the driveway that I just showed you guys. So I just wanted to show you guys what we did here and the improvements. So yeah, it's flowing really good now. You can also tell that this is the same PVC pipe that I'm talking about because the water is really muddy, and generally tile water is pretty clear. So this is the muddy water that we're stirring up back up there with the excavator and everything else. So let's get back up there and see what we can't do. We're gonna leave those guys to it for a while. They don't really need another hand over there for now. So we're on the backhoe, and we've got a water hydrant that is broken, and we need that to fill our spray tanker. So we're gonna give that a look, maybe dig it out and see what we can do there. If you guys don't know what he's doing, they call it witching. And Jake, you're right here. Guaranteed. You want to tell everybody what happened to that water line?
That?
Yeah.
Somebody drove into it.
I heard it was you.
You heard that from who?
And he drove over the hose.
Yeah, it jumped it out. That ain't gonna hold no water.
Whew. It's been a while since I picked this thing up, but we got a lot of stuff done. Unfortunately, I hit this water line, so my hands were pretty much tied there for a little bit, and luckily Joel and his friend Scott Campbell, they got it all fixed, and while they were doing that, I ran over and helped Grandpa for a little bit, and we got the pipe ran from that clay tile over to the tile that goes under the driveway. We got that all figured out, got all the blocks set up, so got this done. We'll go over there and take a look at that. I've been hauling riprap back and forth from this side of the farm over to the across the road where we're doing that project. So let's go take a look at that. It's pretty interesting to see how that all works, and it's actually working pretty good right now. So we'll take the skiddy over there and see where we're at. Okay, it's about 7:30 now. We're just wrapping it up here. We got Grandpa over here in the excavator running that. He's edging out these blocks so they don't push out. So I'll show you guys what we got done here. You guys remember earlier, right by this culvert over here farther, that's where that clay tile was. So we ran a plastic line from that clay tile down through these blocks. Okay, so we got culvert right here, down through these blocks, right over here to that little riser over there. Zoom in on it. To that riser over there. So our line will run down these blocks over to that riser and drain that way. The clay tile will have to bubble up, so it's not a perfect system, but it's much better than what we had before, because that clay tile stopped right where we're standing right now and didn't drain at all. So this will be a slight improvement from what we had. It's not perfect, like I said, but it is. You can already see it's starting to work now. It's starting to bubble up a little bit and drain that way. And then that line is free all the way down to the creek. We fixed that yesterday as well, and I showed you guys that earlier. But that's going to be it for this one. I think Grandpa is calling it. He's putting his window down, or trying to. And we're going to call it here. So see you guys on the next one, and I hope you guys enjoyed.